What's up, chat? Happy hump day, right? I think that's it. December 22nd, 2021. A couple of days before Christmas, and what's shaping up to be a who's who of who's that week and weekend of NBA basketball. I hope you guys are vibing, thumbing, having a good day. Happy Wednesday. Last night, another small slate. So I would say, as annoying as all this news is, I talked about how profitable the babysitting this news can be. Can I just say my favorite slates are like 5, 6, 8 game slates, and this week it's just been all 5 or 6 games. So it's just been very profitable. I will take the 5, 6 headache news chasing slates over the 3 game or the 11 game slate every other day that we had been getting. So yeah, as long as you're doing some due diligence, man, I think you'll be all right. How are we doing? What's up, chat? Shout out to all you guys already there. Chris Conlon, Earth to Air, Big League Stu, Crispy. Shout out to Danny. Danny is taking a nappy wappy. Damron says Christian Techno Christmas Jams. You already know. I had Mitchell Robinson and didn't cash yesterday. Man, that's tough, Chris. Staycation starts today. That's what's up. Some of you guys out for the holiday weekend. What's up, Arizona Drama? Chris Collins says, I've been getting 300 plus on Fanduel, not cashing. I'm not giving up. Cash lines are hey, to win at DFS, especially NBA, it's still tough. But if you are feeling discouraged after grinding and not getting there, stay motivated, or maybe revisit your contest selection, or even revisit what sites you're playing on. There's a couple sites that maybe reward people that are more interested in EV, like just making profit. Site like Yahoo for that, and contest selection on Fanduel. They offer a lot of leagues and stuff like that. Or also maybe check out PrizePicks. And if you check out PrizePicks, maybe use promo code Gundecker. I don't know. Just a thought. What up, J. Cole, Jermaine, Cole, Young Simba? He made it happen. Says, man, I was 12 points away from the first last night. These mid-range slates are my bread and butter, too. I love them, man. I love them. Reggie Kennard out. They just dropped bet. Last night, Carlton Towns, the big cat. Ernie Ladd was the guy to have. He was easily my favorite player on the slate, tier 1. We talked about him on the stream yesterday. Dame Dalla, 58.5 fantasy points. He was number 2 on the slate in total fantasy points. Lot of uncertainty around his status throughout the day. LBJ finished 3rd in scoring, but he needed to at 11.1K. Really was a non-factor for me. I crushed it. My player pool was on point yesterday. The only guy that held me back from pure and total greatness, but not profitability, was Norman Powell. No matter what, I thought Norman Powell was locked in for minutes, and he was, 42 minutes. And if you get 42 minutes against the Northern Pelicans at 6K-ish or less, I'm going to play you. And I played him. Congratulations, I played myself. What are you going to do? What's up, Young C? Reggie just got out in protocols. Man, these protocols, they're taking everybody. What up, Luke? Took 4th last night in tournament despite having the good old C19. Almost had my flu game. Let's go. What up, Fish? Here. How we doing, boys and girls? So check this out, guys. This is a new screen and all that. You guys know. We haven't had Raj on the show yet this week. And Raj just he just hit me up, said he's here. So live on the air, I'm going to call Raj and get him on the screen. So bear with me. A little bit of behind-the-scenes action here. I'm going to have to create a new spot on the stream on this tab, and then when we go to the next tab, same difference. It's the same, but different. So we'll get it. We'll get it, though. LeBron cost me 500 because he missed by 0.6. That was tough. What up, Josh Plays?
Let's go.
They can't see you yet. But you gonna fit right in. Let's go. 1 second though. We gotta do some streamer magic here. Chat. While we get Raj in here, I promise you're gonna hit the thumbs up for what I'm about to bless y'all screens with. So make sure you're hitting those thumbs up. Let's get them going. And then let me get your scene set up here.
Gotcha.
Actually, I'm gonna need 2 scenes going. What's up, Raj?
It's the season, man. It's holiday season. We're in a little vacation mode. Even though we are in kind of a mini in Ontario, at least we're in a bit of a half lockdown. So chilling, usual.
Yeah, already got your basketball games postponed.
Yep, that we did. The NHL postponed its season.
I don't think they just took a holiday break.
Couple days off, yeah, holiday break, I guess.
Yeah, it's normal. We're gonna do. I think I found it. There it is. Boom. We'll put that there. Boom. There's. I don't know where to put you. I guess below me.
Yeah, that works.
We'll do that. Yeah, we'll pull that up. I guess we'll make it a little bit bigger. Yes. And then let's copy that window capture. And I guess I should bring it to the break. I'll fix that in a second. But yeah. All right,
Gotcha.
chat. Look at Holiday Raj. Look at Holiday.
We're ready to go.
Looking like. Okay. I was gonna make it a joke, but I was like, yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. What up? K Johnson says, if you don't have a 50 bomb hat, I don't want to see it. Yo, that's actually, you might have to.
I mean, this hat is a 50 bomb.
Yeah. Christmas Raj, he can get you 50. He can do it. Raj, are you in Ontario? I'm in Toronto.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in Scarborough, right in Toronto. That's like 15 minutes away.
I don't know. What's up, Huntley for MVP? I sound better? Yeah, man. Actually, no knock on wood. I didn't even realize it, but I guess the cough is starting to work its way out of here. So that's good news because that sucker sucked. Yeah, Raj, we got 5 games today. Hey, you played some action last night? How did that turn out?
Bro, I was gonna say it's been the best, I think, past week and a half of DFS in a long time. Just been kind of so close to a bink, but just been cashing every day.
Yeah,
positive.
Yeah, same. Like I said yesterday, Norman Powell, 42 minutes against the Pelicans. He was my only flat tire on the night, man. I tier 1'd him at that, so I had so much Cat and so much Jalen Brunson. Got into a little Damian Lillard, and then I was high on Devin Booker yesterday, and I mentioned after absorbing the ownership projections, he was carrying like between 9 to 15% ownership depending on where you looked, and he this season has sustained a 30% usage rate. Went on the court with Ayton and Chris Paul. Was going against the Lakers, top 3 pace matchup, and the Lakers' defense is definitely not anything I'm scared of. And he was well on his way to a massive night. Basically got you 50 fantasy points. So he's 8,500 on DK. He was 7,500 on Fanduel, and people just didn't really get to him with a high level of confidence. And heck, I can only wonder what happened if the game stayed close. He did all that in 32 minutes yesterday, so it's a good sign for his minutes going forward. But also, good play, good little hammer to close the night. So Devin Booker was definitely a lot of my top lineups yesterday, so I'm happy about that. Hopefully you guys got some of that. What up, Justin Brooks? Man, I did all that bragging about the coughing, and immediately my throat started scratching. Dang, now it's real bad. It's all good. We got the coffee ready, though. Oh, my God. Gosh dang it.
It's coming.
All right. God dang, I can't get it. All right, let me get the breakdown screen open. Oh, I died. Man. This is not comfortable. Paste your cam over here. Bro, I'm dying over here.
You gotta survive.
Trying to add your camera to the new scene.
Cool. I'm just looking at some prize picks, trying to get some early
I
hits.
actually had you on here twice. There we go. All right. I think I'm good. Let's get some coffee. Gun is in the protocol. Dude, I don't know, man. This it's been a rough cough week, man. Freaking every night, just bottoms up on some cough syrup every night. Freaking hot tea, honey. This is tough. Anyway, we're gonna do a plug. RunDFS.com chat. This stream brought to you by RunDFS.com. If you guys want access to my tools, my player pools, my spreadsheets, all that good stuff, go to RunDFS.com. Get yourself signed up so I can get this Rona kit. All right. If you go to VIP memberships on RunDFS.com, find a pass that's right for you. We have a week pass for as little as $20, but we are pushing the 2022 year pass. It's probably one of our best bang for your buck, all encompassing deals. It's $649 for the year. That'll get you locked into full coverage that I do professionally, NFL, NBA, and baseball. Spreadsheets for that, player pools for that, projections for those sports, daily pre-lock voice chats. The only day I ask from the crew is Sundays. I like to take Sundays off, but sometimes I put in half a day work for that anyway. You guys know with NFL locking at noon, and usually the MLB slates at noon as well. But other than that, man, I'm in there as much as possible, grinding down. We priced it at $649, but check this out. It comes with a $150 voucher credit towards Fantasy Cruncher. So if you're already using Cruncher, you know you're going to be utilizing their tools for the year. You can use that 150 towards Cruncher, and our year pass goes down to $500. So divided by 12, you're paying $41 a month for the entire year, which is absolutely, without a doubt, the best value that we ever put out. So if you know you're gonna grind the 2022 season, come on and let me grind. Wait. Just come sign up. That was about to get weird, Raj, and I know Damron's in chat, and I know if I slip up once, Damron's gonna clip it, Beavis and Butthead laugh, and then I'm gonna hear about it later. What's up? Just stock it, Juan Murillo, dude, Maine. You guys trickling in here. COVID testing coming, maybe. What up, Keith? I didn't cast last night due to deviating from my strat. Good reminder to have a plan, follow it. Yeah, man, stick with the process. But always remember, no matter what your process is, you're not going to cash every night, right? There's going to be down nights, no matter what. But as long as you're honest with yourself and you can reverse engineer your pool and your lineups at the end of the night and actually understand if you got lucky, unlucky, if you were just in the wrong spot at the wrong time. Like 2 slates ago, I didn't get on the Kemba train, and not many people did. And then yesterday we had a long talk before lock in the pre-lock Discord. Were you there, Raj? We were talking about the ownership projections on Kemba Walker, Fournier, Randall. Yep. Like the Knicks were 40-50% owned pre-flop, and I was just like, all right, I understand why they're chalk. And then I started thinking about, are we dealing with bad chalk? Success rate versus ownership, all that stuff. And I was like, how do I get access to this in a wise way? So with 4 Knicks on Fanduel projected at 40% or greater, Alec Burks, Fournier, Kemba Walker, Julius Randle, and we had talked about how Randle's upside probably goes back with Kemba in the lineup. How do I get there, but also don't look like everyone else? And what I did was on DraftKings, I limited 2 Knicks for every lineup. That way, one, I didn't feel like you were going to get a bunch of coexistent ceiling anyway. And then on Fanduel, I limited to 3. And yeah, that helped me stay plus on the night. So stuff like that, like still have a decent process. And if last night, 4 Knicks went off, they went off. It is what it is. But I still made what I thought was a EV move pre-flop. Chris says, what programs do you use? Player pools, optimizers, crunching. I'm lost. You're talking to me? I use gundacker.com. No, I do use Fantasy Cruncher for an optimizer, but everything else I do by myself. Puerto Rican rum fix you right up, bro. Everyone I know has a
method.
A mom, I don't know, a mom and pop old remedy. It's like you get you a shot of whiskey, it'll fix you right up. You take eat some spicy, blah blah blah. Like everyone has something, and I'm just like, I'm doing tea and honey, man. I'm doing cough drops. I'm doing cough syrup, all that good stuff, man. It is what it is. What are you gonna do? But also, I don't drink alcohol, boys, so I don't have it or even know how to. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. Get a drink, gang. Yes, sir. Gun out for next 10 days. Nah, we'll be all right. Fish fan says, Rod, your boy cost me last night. Michael Jordan would have come through for him on PrizePicks.
I mean, LeBron had a great game. His teammates just couldn't hit a bucket. I mean, Tan Horton Tucker cost him like 3 assists. Isaiah Thomas cost him a few assists. I mean, he would have smashed that game, stay close, and teammates came through.
Yeah, I think Isaiah Thomas and THC were like 2 for 25 or something weird.
Yeah, wow.
We were like that. What are you gonna do? He wanted to grind on you. Wife's sister was same year as you, I believe. Her name is in. Oh, okay. That's a you thing. I'm not gonna. What up, Quinn? What up, EV? What up, Charlie? Hot water. I got some coffee right now. I mean, that's good, right? What are you gonna do? Noel screwed me. Jalen Noel. Yeah. So I mean, what are you gonna do on that one? Another way I approached some line of construction on FanDuel is I knew a lot of people were gonna lean on a little bit of value there. So there was ways to. And I had doubts about Kemba got there, was a great play, but I even had doubts about that. So one of the approaches I was going to do was just like pay up at point guard, Damian Lillard, guys like that. Devin Booker I like quite a bit. So we're going to do Brandon Boston Jr. night. It might be. We're going to have to do some digging here on this here. Let's go home. Let's go home.
Runs off the red nose, wrong take. Jalen St. Nicholas in the house.
Raj Dolph, the red-nosed wrong
with a little
take.
jingle, a little remix
St.
jingle.
Nicholas in the house.
Raj Dolph.
That's crazy.
It's all right.
Yeah, you can do a little better, damn right. Hit us with another one. That's so crazy, that story. I actually know Anker's sister and her husband. I went to school with them.
Small world.
Yeah.
Damron had a hitter last night. I don't know if you're in lock or if you're in pre-lock chat yesterday. He hit Nick Creasy with I think he said he's looking at Sadiq Bey to do what Nick Creasy does. And I was just like, all right, what is it? He said he's gonna be banging threes.
I mean,
so I gotta put that one in the chamber, bro.
Yeah,
I'm gonna pull that back out. I'm stealing that. That was a good one.
That's a solid one.
It was. It got me in the moment. What are you gonna do? Better point per dollar play if Love is out. Wade, Jetty, or Lowry?
Wade, Jetty, or Lowry? I'm going Lowry marketing, but Setty's right up there close with him, and Wade is, I think, third.
Yeah. Anyway, we gotta talk some basketball here. I do have the spreadsheet up. So, yeah, you guys good with Raj is at? Do I need to move Raj down a little bit? Maybe down just a little bit. We'll put you right above Trae Young's noggin. Looking like the Grinch.
Got it.
There we go. All right, so let's go reference Underdog NBA, man. Shout out to J-Fan. If you're not following Underdog NBA, you should be. He does an incredible job every year tackling the news, but, man, this year, man, he's putting in some overtime. Key news to watch via him and Underdog. As of 3 p.m. Eastern, Christian Wood questionable, Cole Anthony questionable, Wendell Carter Jr. questionable, Bogdanovich is probable. That's big because Trae Young is down. Rashawn Holmes questionable, Aaron Gordon questionable, Kevin Love questionable. If we refresh that, it seems like right after I went live, you guys were hitting me with some Clipper protocol news because that's what we needed, more of that. Reggie Jackson ruled out for health protocols, and Luke Kennard ruled out with a hip. So when we get to that game, we're going to do some on-the-fly adjustments and react accordingly. I did not pick up my depth chart page here, so NBA Roto World depth chart. There we go. They don't allow to play prices picked in New Hampshire. To allow price picks on New Hampshire. There's a couple states that
interesting
price picks isn't in yet. What are you going to do? I mean, I think DK and Fanduel aren't in all 50 as well. So we're waiting for individual state levels to open up for plenty. But I think we're going in the right direction. We've seen an incredible amount of progress for sports betting and DFS, for that matter, in the last couple years alone. You know what I mean? What up, Charlie? Keldon says he totally in the way. Put him over the stream chat. Put Raj in the stream chat. I think it would be. I think you can see what we need to see, right? Fishman says I love price picks. I've turned 100 to 1,200 in just a short time. Yeah, everyone in the Discord. It feels like everyone in the Discord is just cleaning up on price picks. So, like I said, if you guys are grinding, or if you, let's go home. Let's go, baby. Young C.
Let's go home. Let's go home.
Again, basic.
D's nuts cool.
All right, well, I guess getting the text to speech to say D's nuts is oh no. Oh man. Shout out to Young C though. Appreciate that $5. Better. Okay, I think we got it right there. What up, Adam? Hey, Gun. Sorry, been MIA. Just lost my grandpa recently. Today was a funeral. God dang, Adam. Kill the chat, why don't you? Jesus H, bro. Sorry about that, brother, man. I hope the family's doing all right. I'm thinking about y'all. Rest in peace, Grandpa. Here's one for Grandpa.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's talk some basketball. Orlando Magic at the Atlanta Hawks. Project starting five for the Hawks, the Magic. Cole Anthony, Gary Harris, Franz Wagner, Chuma Okeke, Wendell Carter Jr. taking on DeLon Wright, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Kevin Huerter, John Collins, and Onyeka Okongwu. Got 208.5 total. 7-point spread in favor of the home team, Atlanta Hawks. Bogdan being probable, that's good news because Clint Capella, Danilo Gallinari, TLC, Lou Williams, and Trae Young all out, which is going to create a lot of opportunity for minutes, next man up usage, and some of the starters that we already know can be a big part of this offense as is. We'll have to take an even bigger implied step forward, namely John Collins. He's 74 on FanDuel, 73 on DK. Looking for him to have a big game. The projections like him, the usage rates are up. So John Collins, I put him at 38 minutes, looking like a snack. I like that. DeLon Wright, early ownership projections on the day. Projected DeLon Wright, Raj, as the highest owned player on the slate at nearly 50% owned. So we'll be dealing with that. But he's the reasoning is sound, right? He's 4,600 on DK, 47 on FanDuel. Looking for 30 fantasy points. That's about what the projection put me at. So I don't mind getting there. And then Bogdan Bogdanovic, 62 on FanDuel, but 47 on DK. Definitely somebody that I worry about getting to deep minutes because of how long he's been out. But at 4,700, there's a lot of meat on the bone for him there. Cam Reddish Jr., under 4K on DraftKings, 3,700 to be exact. A lot of opportunity for him to pay off that price tag. And then in the absence of Clint Capella, there is a Kongwu. There's also Gorgie Zhang, 3,100, $100 above min price on DK. He's been historically a guy that can be a PPM monster. Maybe there's more yesterdays than tomorrows when it comes to Gorgie Zhang's ceiling. But hey, today could be an opportunity for him to put up one of those monsters games. So a lot of opportunity for value from the Hawks here. I think Clint Capella is the clear top of the podium. On the Magic side, Cole Anthony is something to watch here. Let me double check with the NBC Sports Edge injury news and notes for Cole Anthony. He is still got this Q tag on him. He is dealing with an ankle. Missed his last 2 games. If he can't go, Michael Mulder will continue to start. Magic have also been stripped down a quasi skeleton crew, but they've been able to bring in some reinforcements, guys like Admiral Schofield, to fill in some holes here. But they could have 2-3 usual starters here: Wendell Carter, Franz Wagner, Cole Anthony. Usually the Magic are a team that you don't expect to keep many games close. One of the worst offensive ratings, one of the worst defensive ratings. But this is a unique spot here because I still had the Atlanta Hawks as a decent favorite. I saw 7.5 earlier when I was putting numbers in. I'm going to double check the live line on Vegas Insider. But man, what's that say about the Magic here? But the Hawks without Trae Young's been 30 real points and double-digit assists for them. So they got a lot of responsibility to fill. Yeah, 7.5 still for the Hawks here. So one, I guess, Raj, let me ask, do you think this game stays more competitive because of the absence of the anchors here? No Trae Young, no Clint Capella. And two, it feels like a game stack opportunity via pricing. Is there anyone in this game that you want to stay away from? And who are your favorite plays from each side to load upon? This is a late lock, by the way, and this is one of the first games at that 7:30 lock time.
Yeah, so I think John Collins, I'm definitely going to be locking in there with no Capella, with no Trae Young, with probably going to have most of the scoring load on his back. Okakagu at a minutes limit. So John Collins should be playing a lot of center minutes too, which is definitely up for his peripheral. So I like him at 7,300. Kevin Huerter, I really like too. I think Bogdanovic, he's intriguing too at 4,700. He's been out for a while, close to a month. So I wonder if he'll be on a minutes limit. Anything of sorts. If we know if he's full go, I mean, I'll probably play both him and Huerter. I would assume Bogdan plays more of a point guard role because I do think he's a bit of a better facilitator than Huerter. But if Bogdan's limited, then Herter's going to play some point guard too. So I like both those guys. Cam Reddish at 3,700. I mean, he's going to chuck some threes here. He can get hot. I like it. I think a full kind of team stack, having 3 Hawks in a lineup against an Orlando team who's been consistently bottom 3 defense in the league. I'll take that. DeLon Wright was intriguing, without Bogdan. If Bogdan's in a minutes limit, if DeLon Wright sees 28, 30 minutes at 4,600, he could definitely get 30 DKP, so don't hate that. On the Orlando side, I think it really kind of comes down to Cole Anthony and Wendell Carter Jr. because they have priced them up relatively aggressively. Franz Wagner now 7,600. You have Gary Harris at 5,100. So I think at 5,100, Gary Harris is still a little more attainable.
No, don't play 5K Gary Harris. Don't do that. Unless Cole Anthony's out.
Yeah, Cole Anthony's out. Yeah, Cole Anthony's out. I'll go right back to him. If Cole Anthony's in, if Cole Anthony's in and Wendell Carter's out, I think I can still get to Chuma Keiki, who's been smashing it. He should still get the minutes there. Should still chuck his shots. So at 5,200, I think he has some upside. Franz Wagner's only a play if Cole Anthony sits, and even then at 7,600, that's a big price tag. And
yeah, is that Wagner's definitely more of a Fanduel play than DK for me. I got him at 30 plus, so I think he's in play no matter what. But yeah, the 7,600 is a tall glass of water. The Magic are a tale of two sides. I know you're more of a DraftKings guy, but Cole Anthony is 74 on FanDuel while being 91 on DK. And we know he could have 50-plus fantasy point potential. Same with Wagner. 35 means a lot more at 64 than 76. And even Wendell Carter, 71 on FanDuel while 87 on DK. So
DraftKings ain't playing around today. We're pricing up these guys.
Which is fine.
I get it. Yeah, I like it.
I don't know. I've definitely given them a lot of heat for Jack and I don't know. Jordan Wall is still like 4,500 or something like that. But with dealing with what we're dealing with, I don't hate them getting really, really tight on some prices because at times it's just play who you want with this COVID-stricken information. I did run a NBA Wowie query. John Collins on the court without Trae Young and Clint Capella this season. 24% usage rate, 1.1 fantasy point per minute on both sides. So if you believe in his minute projection, you believe him possibly leading the team in minutes today, definitely projects really well. I've got him close to 50 fantasy points on both sides. Out of curiosity, I wonder where PrizePicks is starting.
39.5.
39?
I'm going to hit the over on that.
Yeah, that's interesting. If you guys want to tail that. Let's go home. Yo, you guys bringing it. Hold up. Oh, God. Is this just... Let's make the robot say perverted stuff. Is that what we're doing today?
Maybe.
My
Is
Dixie
Damron?
wrecked.
Damron's always on one.
He just got the robot to
I
say.
haven't heard her projection at.
I have heard her for about 30 fantasy points on both sides.
She has at 27.
That's too close.
Close.
Congratulations, Damron just got a robot to say erect. Let me get caught up on chat here. Yeah, chat. I was reading that blurb about Mulder. That's from NBC Sports Edge. But yeah, Mulder is listed as out. So good catch. Good catch. Yo, you can't get nothing by my chat. My chat, bunch of animals out here, bro. You say one thing wrong, they got you, bro.
Oh.
Iron sharpens iron. You are your streamer's keeper. Jokic is always, Jokic is going to be big and play at that center spot. Jokic definitely lock up with that. My girlfriend just woke up to say hi. People were saying hi to her. She was out cold, bro. I could see her in the back. I was like, they're not, yeah. What up, Damien? Says, yo, what up, Gun? I'm late. How's it going? I cashed nicely last night. Thank you. Got 333 on Fanduel. Had Walker, Lillard, Brunson, Cunningham, Bay, Burks, Covington, McDaniels, Towns. Let's go, baby. Covington and Powell were kind of letdowns, right? What up, Houdini? I'm sorry, but Wagner price is a disgrace. I wouldn't pay $6K for him. For Franz Wagner,
He's been killing it.
Yeah, I don't co-sign that one, Houdini. I think 30 plus is a very realistic range of outcomes. Obviously, 30, 35 is 6K or whatever is what it is. I would have more pushback at 7,600, but if he's 6K on FanDuel, he does a little bit of everything. Big minutes are probably going to come his way as long as the game stays competitive. If it gets lopsided, it is what it is. But, man, 39, 42, 30, I mean, we're watching the same guy here. He's just getting it done. So 6K, I'd be a buyer on that, especially if it would be even more so if Cole Anthony was out. But in the absence of Mo Bamba, guys like that, as long as the game stays competitive, they have enough outs on their bench today that Wagner would get plenty of minutes and plenty of opportunity. I got him for 37 FanDuel points. So at 6,400, right, he's not a lock, not a tier 1. He's going to be in the player pool. I think he might be a little too low on Wagner's viability. Jeff B, you project Collins for 50? Yes. Dude, I mean, is that a crazy? Is that crazy? I don't think that's crazy.
No, I mean, I think it's definitely strong, but I think, I'd probably put him at like 44, 45, but 50 is fine.
I mean, simple equation here. What's your minute projection on John Collins? They're missing some centers. So even if you think 35 minutes is the projection, right? He's averaging 1.1 fantasy point per minute. And this isn't like there's obviously more that goes into it than this, but 1.11 times 35, that's going to get me 38 right there. And I think I can add to it because of the matchup being what it is. They're a little bit smaller. So even if the projection was 45, like I'm all in, not all in, but that's an incredible spot. But I got him at 38 minutes, so that's going to bring that baseline to 40 plus, and then you just move the needle in terms of where they're great and where they're not great. Orlando Magic have been a team that allow amongst the most blocks per game in the league and amongst the most steals per game in the league. John Collins averages over a block per game and almost a steal per game. So a lot of the FanDuel strengths for John Collins is built into this matchup. So I don't know. I don't think that John Collins' projections is too egregious. The only pushback with Collins game to game is does he get in foul trouble, right? Damron got me ready to empty my bank account. Yo, we have a good old fashioned make the robot say perverted stuff bit off in chat. Let's go, baby.
I just want to say, Gary Harris is at 22.5 PrizePicks points. That's even when Cole Anthony gets ruled in.
Stop.
That's still intriguing. That's an interesting number. So that's low.
I have him at 29.
Exactly, and he's at 22.
Oh, I thought you said 20, I thought you said 26.
No, 22.5. And if Cole Anthony gets ruled out, you just want to hit the smash before that jumps.
All right, so 35 minutes. What do we need? 0.65 points per minute. Yeah, all right. We've seen all these shorthanded teams play their main guys 38, 40 minutes. Yeah, I know there's a lot of 10-day contracts for heroes of yesteryear, but they still want to lean on their better players or starters if they can. Some of these 10-day guys will get some run just by default, but yeah, I do like putting some more pressure on the starters, and then the starters just have chemistry with the guys they've been playing with all year. Let's matriculate on to the next game. Cleveland Cavaliers taking on the Boston Celtics. Project 35 for the Cavs. Darius Garland, Ricky Rubio, Larry Markkinen, Dean Wade, Kevin Love taking on Dennis Schroeder, Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, the Time Lord, Robert Williams. Kevin Love is questionable, but we do know Jared Allen, Ed Davis, Evan Mobley, all listed as out. Those are big representations of minutes for that front court, notably Mobley and Jared Allen. If they can't go, you would like to look at a guy like Kevin Love to pick up some slack here, but Kevin Love comes up with a Q tag of his own, so we got to keep an eye on that. Definitely think if Love is in, he's going to project pretty well as a solid play, just because they need some minutes in that front court. He is queued with a right foot soreness, so keep an eye on that. If he can't go, that's going to leave them scrapping with guys like Dean Wade, Luke Cornett, and Taco Fall. Maybe a little revenge minutes for Taco Fall against Boston. So something to watch. Darius Garland, Raj, we've seen some egregious price differences between Fanduel and DK. This is $1,700 difference in price on Darius Garland from Fanduel, or $2,700 or $2,500. Math is hard. I'm not gonna lie. $2,500 price difference from Fanduel to DK for Darius Garland. Massive there. Ricky Rubio is actually more expensive on Fanduel than his DK counterpart. This is probably going to be one of the slower paced games on the entire slate. We think of the Cavs this season as a strong defense, but in that same breath, Mobley, Jared Allen, Isaac Okoro, these are guys that represent a lot of those strong defensive anchors. So do expect some regression on their defense here. And Boston, decent size favorite here, 6.5. So knowing it's a 5-game slate, knowing it's a slow pace, likely one of the lower scoring games on this slate, but also appreciating that in the first 3 games, this is actually the tightest spread. What sticks out to you from this game? If Kevin Love did play, would you be confident in tier 1ing him if he didn't play? What do you do with the Cavs? You're gonna end up playing some guys you're not normally getting to at a high level of confidence or a high level of ownership, but someone's got to play the minutes, and there's a lot of minutes to be made up for.
I'm tier 1ing Lauri Markkinen. I think he's an easy smash play. He's going to play some 4. I think he can play some 5. He can even play the 3 here. So it should be up for his peripherals and his rebounding numbers. He's going to have to chuck with no Mobley, no Allen. If Kevin Love sits, he's 100% alive. Even if Kevin Love plays, I'll still have him as a tier 1. So I love Lauri Markkinen here. You mentioned Kevin Love. If he plays at 5,700, he's going to spend some time at center. Should be a double-double spot for him. I like that. Cedi Osman coming off a big game at 4,500. You give Cedi Osman 35 minutes, he's usually gonna. He has a pretty high floor at 4,500. His floor might be 25-30 at 35 minutes. So I love Cedi Osman here. Rubio on DK, I think is priced more fairly than Garland. Coming off of a 10, 12 assist games back to back now against Boston, I could see him having a kind of a 15-10 game here at 6.2. That can get it done for you. Garland on DK, I just probably don't get to at 9.7. It's just the price is very aggressive.
Right.
So it's just kind of tough to get to. I think he'll be a fine kind of real life play, maybe PrizePicks play. But on DK, I'm probably gonna have to pass. Boston side.
So, let me butt in though. If Garland was 7.2 on DK, where's your interest at?
Probably tier 2.
All right.
Yeah, I think this game is going to be a little higher scoring than people think. I think Cleveland's defense regresses a bit without Okoro, Allen. You mentioned the guys. I can see this game being, I don't want to say full-on shootout, but, 115, 110 game.
115, 110?
I just think with the Cavs lineup, with these guys play them, it's just a bunch of scorers. They're going to be going back and forth with Boston. They can score the ball.
I mean, Boston's one of the healthier-looking teams. I know Horford and Grant Williams are out, but I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm putting this Cavs team to put a 110 on them. But running a quick query here, there's probably no minutes to speak of. There's not really 125 minutes of Garland without Allen, Mobley, Colin Sexton on the court. He's averaging about a fantasy point per minute, 28% usage rate. Ricky Rubio second. So I say that to lead into this. If you think the Cavs put up some offense here to compensate for lack of defense, is Ricky Rubio somebody you can get to with any confidence? I feel like he's appropriately priced on both sides. Looking for a north side of 30, really looking for a north side of 40 in tournaments to stretch. Would you get to Rubio today? And I don't know. I don't know why, but Larry Markkinen's not somebody that makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside, even
I
with
love
all these
Laurie.
guys out. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little too skittish here. Where are you at on Rubio and DK? And then if you were told right now that Kevin Love is out, that would promote probably Luke Cornett, tackle fall, probably Luke Cornett 1.
I go 100% Dean Wade and 100% Laurie Markkinen, without a question. I must be. Luke Cornett was just signed to a 10-day. He's not going to play a ton.
No, there's not a right or wrong answer here. I'm just trying to feel the room.
I think Dean Wade, Laurie Markkinen would easily play 38 minutes, and at those minutes, they smash at those prices.
You're more confident on those guys than me. They feel a little fringy, so I might be the cop out answer here and just kind of play the opposite of the ownership.
Mm-hmm.
But
I hear you.
You would be that confident in Dean Wade. I guess 3,800. You don't need much.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it. You give him minutes, he's going to have a bit of usage with the bigs out. I mean, I just don't see how he doesn't double. Markkinen could very well take the second most shots on his team after Garland.
Hey.
Could be one. Yo, Bradley Harrison, appreciate that sub. Welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing all right. I mean, that's fair, but so could Ricky Rubio, right? Like, there's a path. There's a path.
Yeah, I mean, Rubio could get 15 assists if all these guys be chucking like that. I mean, I think Laurie Markkinen is in a very similar spot to John Collins.
I think I'd rather go Collins. I think the matchup is better for Collins. Like, I think you're quite underselling the Celtics here, especially when they're a little closer to full strength defensively, right? You can cross up with Marcus Smart here and there, Tatum size. Like, I don't think this is a smash spot for Markkinen, even if the stuff. Obviously, the reasoning is sound, but I'm not putting him in the same. Like, I'm probably right as it stood right now. Markkinen, I think right now is a tier 3 for me, while Collins is a clear tier 1. And even if Kevin Love was out, I feel like that would make me trust the Cavs offense less to stay competitive, and then I'm still not that high on Markkinen. So, all right, if I'm the low man on Markkinen, I'm the low man on Markkinen. But me and you are definitely
maybe I'm just high man. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the field's gonna say.
Chat, you guys, let me know what you're thinking here. I'm a little skittish. All right, let's talk Celtics here. Celtics closer to full strength. Again, drastic contrast in pricing from Jaylen Brown's Fanduel price point to his DK. 75 on Fanduel, almost 10K on DK. So if you are a multi-site player tonight, you could have very vastly different player pools from Fanduel to DK. I feel like those price points make me a little bit curious in Jaylen Brown on Fanduel. I'd probably be all out on DK, especially thinking about how Tatum is 11K as well. Do you have any interest in the Celtics? The other guy I would bring up here is Robert Williams did play last game for, I think, a personal issue. They're still without Horford. They're still without Grant Williams in that front court. Obviously, the need to play as big isn't as high, but there's still a path to 30 minutes or greater. And Robert Williams has enough per-minute production upside that I'd probably be an investor. I'd probably put 30 minutes on him. I'd put 28. And I think 30 fantasy points is a realistic outcome. I think maybe it's a little closer to 30 than 40 on the median projection, but I do think there's a little bit of potential room for upside at 55. So maybe keep him in your back pocket if you were looking for some stocking stuffer centers. Obviously, Enes Freedom's minute projection is going to plummet after playing 40 minutes last game. Probably expect closer to south side of 20 now. Don't really have a high level of interest in anyone else. I think this is probably going to be the game I'm lowest exposed to when it's all said and done. But I don't know. I might let you sell me on Cavs a little bit more. Let me get caught up on chat before we move on to the next one, though, because I am curious to see what you guys are doing with the Cavs chat. So be sure to let me know in chat. Damian says, is Collins a dang near lock, you think, Gunn? I think so. I think the usage and the opportunity and the matchup is pretty plus for Collins here, considering who's in for both teams and who's out for both teams. Houdini says, anyone here play Yahoo? NBA and NFL is pretty soft over there. I agree with that, Houdini. And Yahoo does an incredible job of eating, accepting, and injecting overlay in some of their bigger contests. So you already have a higher expected ROI. And they also, I believe, have a 12% rake. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's 12% rake for their standard contests, whereas FanDuel and DraftKings usually start bidding at 16%. So definitely a more profitable site to play once you digest and convert to their salary structures and their scoring. I believe is the same as Fanduel. So yeah, I don't have any pushback on Yahoo. It's just not that aesthetically pleasing to play, and if you're a multi-lineup guy, they make it really inconvenient to manage multiple lineups throughout the slate. So they still got some room for improvement. But if bottom dollar is all you care about, you guys should definitely be looking at Yahoo. And I don't have any affiliate deal with them to say that. I mean that. How are all these players getting COVID? Since they're not okay, let's not start that convo. Cavs plus 6.5 is a popular bet today, says Rory. Underdog's gonna underdog, I guess. I definitely don't. I'm a big Cavs truther this year, but I do think they got some big absences, right? I think Mobley's arguably a top. Would you say he's a top 5 defender possibly right now to start the year, right? So that's already going to be a huge step backwards. Jared Allen's an excellent rim protector, so I do think their defensive efficiency has to decline. That's just circumstantial. So I don't know if I want to believe them to go into Boston and take over, but maybe they're scrappy enough to hang in there plus 6.5 to make that happen. 100% Dean Wade barf. Okongwu or Zhang for Atlantis is Bradley Harrison. I would probably lean whichever one starts, but John Collins ultimately is the favorite of any Hawk play for me. Laurie is where it's at, with or without. So there's some Laurie marketing appreciation in chat, and I don't mind it. Marketing has definitely showed us some upside, especially in Chicago. This season, in this split, we don't have any minutes to go off, so it's almost pointless to reference, but he's about a point per minute in the opportunities this season to have some court time with that Allen, Mobley, and Sexton. It's just process, the shot volume is going to be there. 6K though, is he scoring dependent to how many shots you think 18 shot attempts isn't crazy? He's going to chuck a lot of threes. I'm just saying, for some reason 6K just doesn't get me, man. I don't know. I don't feel like that's a smash opportunity for him unless maybe, I guess one of the things they could do, marketing did play some power forward in Chicago. So
yeah, I expect him for the 4 here.
Yeah. I guess if you put him down in the front court, maybe some more peripherals go his way, and maybe I can talk myself into that. So yeah, all right, maybe, but I'm still not.
Then he plays some 5, right? Like he can alternate with Dean Wade. Dean Wade's kind of a stretch 4 too.
Yeah. Boston should cover. Man, marketing playing like he did last season over these last 5-6 games, shooting poorly. Yeah, those shots, shooters going to shoot through it. A lot of those shots coming from beyond there. What up, Doug? Wade put up 9.6 fantasy points on FanDuel 35 minutes against Boston on November 15th. I realize usage and outcomes change based on who's playing any given night. Still doesn't inspire confidence. That's what I'm saying. I'm not running to get the Cavs almost no matter what the circumstances. I understand each play individually. But Raj is definitely a little bit higher on the seesaw. My butt's in the dirt while Raj is in the air swinging his legs. Yippee! Dean Wade, Laurie marketing. Thoughts on Boogie tonight? We'll talk about Boogie in just a second. Who Cavs going to go to? Kevin Pangos to Gonzaga. Out to Gonzaga. Next game on the docket, Bucks hosting the Rockets. Project 35 for the Rockets. Armani Brooks, Eric Gordon, Garrison Matthews, Jayshawn Tate, and Christian Wood taking on Drew Holiday, Grayson Allen, Pat Connaughton, Chris Middleton, DeMarcus Cousins. Keep an eye on that starting lineup. You might see something that throws, Jordan Noir in the mix. Bucks, even without Giannis Antetokounmpo, still have one of the lighter injury reports on the day, surprisingly so. But also keep an eye on Chris Middleton. He's been dealing with a hyperextended knee, but it looks like he's going to be a full go now, right? All right, so that's good to see Middleton back in the mix. We know him and Drew Holiday likely lead the team in usage and per minute production. Drew Holiday's earned himself a 9+K price point on both sites. So I guess that's an interesting talking point to see if that's overpriced. And is Middleton still giving us some meat on the bone at 77 on FanDuel, 83 on DK? And does Middleton's return to the lineup lessen the need for DeMarcus Cousins to play bigger minutes? We've seen two outcomes for Boogie in his last 2 games. I almost typed Boogie. That Pelicans game and then that Cleveland game. 16 minutes in a game that went to overtime. 3 fouls, 19 fantasy points, and then the next night where everyone was, we had a couple of surprise scratches. He played 27 minutes against Cleveland, 41 fantasy points. So you feel like the average outcome here is a little bit closer to the 2024 based on Middleton likely being back in this lineup. I remember that night Drew Holiday didn't play, where Boogie had his ceiling game or ceiling game, better game. Would you be out on DeMarcus Cousins tonight, Raj? And what are you doing with 9+K Drew Holiday, and what are you doing with the Bucks in general?
Yeah, so I mean, an elite matchup for the Bucks against the Houston team, not complaining defense. Drew Holiday at 9K plus. I mean, he's gonna need 50 here. I think it's definitely possible with no Giannis. It's kind of a big ass. He's coming off of back-to-back 50-point games. This will have to be a competitive game. What's the spread on this game?
Big 9.5.
9.5. So I mean, if Houston can keep this close, there's definitely a possibility Holiday could get there for you, but it will be tough. Middleton at 8-3. Again, when these guys are 6'7", 6'5", close to 7K, you play him without Giannis. At 8-3, again, he needs that 40, preferably 50 bomb. Again, possible this game stays close, but you just don't know. So he's viable, just not kind of an auto lock. DeMarcus Cousins at 4-4. I might lay Dean Wade over DeMarcus Cousins.
I mean, yeah. I'm not expecting much for DeMarcus Cousins, and I think if you put Chris Middleton back in the mix, he could stretch out to some foreplay. God dang it!
How many minutes would you give Cousins at the 5? That he sees 26 minutes against Houston, still might smash here.
I'm not getting to that deep of a projection. I think Nora can play some big. I think Sandro can play some big minutes here. I put him at 22, and I still got a decent projection. It is the Rockets, but I just don't trust it. Like I don't trust it. I hear you. So
he got last game when he had the big game, he had 5 steals. I mean, that's not going to happen again.
Yeah, that's yeah. We say that, but Houston does allow the most steals per game in the league.
I mean, he's intriguing, but again, I don't think there's any tier 1s per se on Milwaukee. But I think again, Drew, Middleton, Nwara is definitely interesting. Nwara coming off the back-to-back good games. Him and Chuma Akeki have been going off every game just because the guys were up. But with Middleton back, I think it definitely takes away a little bit from him. He could still see 35 plus minutes. He played 42 back-to-back games. I think that minute come down a little bit, but 35 at 4,500, being the chucker scorer he is, I could see him still getting it done at 4,500 against Houston. And he might even get some blowout run because he's kind of a young guy, right? So I don't think
that was one of the mistake pricings that I felt like should have been fixed by now. Jordan Nwora at 45 on DK. I felt like he's earned more. So yeah, even with Middleton back, they're still without Bobby Portis, without Giannis, guys, and there's still minutes there to be had. Like you said, if it does blow out, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I think he's too cheap, so I'll probably still get to a decent chunk of Nwora, but I just think the Bucks aren't as short as they.
They're not. No, they got Grayson Allen, Connaughton. I mean, I think that they are short when it comes to their centers.
Right.
Like Portis Lopez, right? That's the guy. But power forward everywhere else, they're kind of fine.
Mm-hmm. All right, Rocket side here. Armani Brooks. I think if we're putting this game, if you believe in the Rockets to stay competitive, how Sway? Who does it? Is Eric Gordon somebody that you lean on here for 30 fantasy points? I only had one player at a 30-minute or greater projection, and that was the stylings of questionable Christian Wood. Let me go check out the Houston injury report via NBC Sports Edge. He is listed as questionable with a left knee. If he did not play here, you might see Daniel Tice start. You might see Şengün in line for some minutes, and then people love to play Şengün. And with this spread being what it is, you might get that blowout run from Şengün, and that's kind of what you need. But if Christian Wood was out, I mean, where's the spunk here? I think Jayshawn Tate's kind of like the guy I lean on the most here, and then even Şengün, this isn't a 3,500 4K risk. He's more expensive than doggone Jordan Nwora already at 58. So I don't know that I have a lot of confidence in the Rockets offensively to keep games close, and we have seen them struggle after struggle after struggle. But I guess if you bet on talent here, Eric Gordon, Matthews, Jayshawn Tate, in the absence of Christian Wood, would probably be the three guys I think have to have the best games. But I don't believe in them.
I mean, it's again Christian Wood at his price tag too. I don't see myself getting to a lot of him at 9-3. Except this game stays close, he'll probably need a 50 bomb. Um, but again, it's just at that price tag, he needs it. He's gonna have a floor of like 35. I would just pay the extra and get to Jokic at the center spot too. So it's tough to get to him. You mentioned Armani Brooks at that 5K price tag, Eric Gordon at 5.7. I think both those guys, in that mid 5K range, you can kind of get to in a lineup that could fit easily, could get you 30 plus. So I don't hate those guys. Jayshawn Tate at 6'6", again, not a comfortable click on DK. He can have a big one, but I think I'm probably more interested in Armani Brooks or Eric Gordon. But again, not a tier 1, maybe a tier 3 at best.
Yeah. Let's run a query here. You guys ever, if you guys want to run some queries, ! AMF in chat. Check out the NBA Wowie tool. It's free to use. I use the sponsored version. It has a couple more bells and whistles. But it's really, really, really good tool here. So let's go to the Rocket side. Let's take off some of the guys we know that are going to be out. Kevin Porter Jr. I think I read that Jalen Green was going to be back soon. So keep an eye on that. But let's take off KPJ, Jalen Green. And let's put Gordon on the court. I'm trying to create an opinion on Eric Gordon. Because somebody had asked earlier for some Laurie Markkinen pivots. And I'm wondering if I could talk myself into Gordon in this matchup against the Bucks. We usually like some long distance shooters or some mid, just some shooters. Eric Gordon in 358 minutes of court time without KBJ and Jalen Green has a 25% usage rate. That's second to just Christian Wood with sample size. A little less than a fantasy point per minute. 22% assist rate. Jayshawn Tate's another guy. I think Tate might be the guy for me, right? Especially if Christian Wood was down. I don't know. Like Daniel Tice is probably going to project decently, but I think Jayshawn Tate, man, this is a guy I can get to for some hustle and bustle. And if we took out Christian Wood and maybe we played with the thought of a blowout or something like that, I think Jayshawn Tate has a little bit of meat on the bone at this price point. Looking at his last couple games, 6 fouls against New York in 29 minutes, still kind of got there. So lets me know that he's out there trying to play a little bit of defense, a couple 3-still games. So maybe a little bit more lucrative for Fanduel. But maybe he's a name we jot down to get ready to get a little bit of exposure to at 6,100. I don't know. I'm kind of invested in that. And then the Bucks side. So obviously Drew Holiday's an uncomfortable click at 96 on FanDuel, 94 on FanDuel. Or 96 on FanDuel, 94 on DraftKings from the Department of Redundancy Department. But where do you realistically think you get ownership-wise in your lineups, 20 lineups, on Chris Middleton? I feel like this is, I don't know if this is the trap price, but this is a price where we could see him come a little short. We could see him be an average play at this price point. How often are you expecting true ceiling outcome at 7-7, 8-3? Nutty matchup, but if Budenholzer had an opportunity to take it easy, at 8,300, how often is he giving us ceiling optimal return? And how much do you think you're going to get to Chris Middleton at 8,300 on DK?
I think a tier 3 at most. I think he probably reached the ceiling 2 out of 10 times, 20% of the time here. So, again, not a core play. Tier 3 in, maybe 10, 20% of him. Probably not 20, maybe 10%, 15 tops at 8-3. It just seems like all these guys, all the guys except Nawara, Milwaukee, again, healthy and kind of priced accordingly.
Man, I'm a little confused because some of the sample size we have from Middleton this year without Giannis also shared the court with Bobby Portis.
Yeah, it's a big use.
I don't know, man. I've been looking for this chance. But I guess the price is appropriate, right? So I'm doing a search here. There's no sample size. Maybe I'll open it up to the beginning of last year. But Middleton is just barely about a fantasy point per minute. But 30 minutes is really not even worth acknowledging. And if I brought it back to last year, it's probably going to be similar. So I don't know. The usage rate is high, though, 27%. And that's about appropriate, what we expect historically from Middleton without Giannis. And I just think if you eclipse 25% usage against the Rockets defense, I do think there's some upside here. But the price point on Middleton versus Drew could cannibalize each other. I don't know. I'm torn. All right, chat. What are you guys doing with this one? Mill says Semio is going to surprise people tonight with their bigs out. Semiozele. Holiday a good value today? I don't think that's a value on Drew Holiday.
Definitely a value.
Who's your pivot from Laurie? I'm not sure yet on that one. Middleton lets me down more than my ex.
Jeez.
It just got real.
Hey, man, I got a song for you. You ain't the one, we're done. Or woulda, coulda, shoulda. I think that's a song y'all need to look at if you're feeling that way.
Houston looking bad out here, so just stock it. Definitely agree. What up, Josh? Standings late to class today. Missed the Christmas banger. It's all right, though. We'll run it back here at the end of the stream. What else we got? Middleton at $28 on Yahoo's a lock. You like that? So, I know we don't talk much about Yahoo on the stream, but I do have Yahoo information coded into the spreadsheet, including their salary. The projection is the same as Fanduel and PrizePicks, so it's a universal expectation in terms of the right column. But if you guys are looking to maybe try Yahoo a little bit and you are subscribers, or you're looking for a little bit projection coverage, I do have that in the spreadsheet here. So you mentioned that he was $28 on Yahoo. So let's do Middleton. Control F Middleton. On the far right of the player projections tab, I do have Yahoo projections. I got him for 43 Yahoo points. That's 1.5 value. I don't know if that's good or bad. Usually when I play Yahoo, I just I grab the egregious guys that are like between 10 and 13 bucks. And there's usually an incredible amount of them. Matter of fact, if I sort it by value one more time, I can look at some of the top names based on their price point. So like DeLon Wright is literally min price tonight. I got him for 3.3x value. Jetty Osman is $2 above min price. Boogie Cousins is still pretty cheap. There's a lot of really cheap guys. So usually I'll just load up on the can't miss guys at a couple bucks above min, and then I'll just have all the money for all the ceiling. So it's just always a studs and scrub lineup for me, and I don't know if Middleton misses the mark. The other thing that I have in this sheet is I actually have the percentage of salary for the site's salary cap. Middleton is 14% of the Yahoo salary, the $200 salary cap. He's 13% of FanDuel, 17% of DK. So it's pretty near the amount of salary that he is on FanDuel. So it's not, in context, it's not that much more of a value. In my opinion. Raj with the fire picks today. Okay,
you already know.
We got the Canadians going at it. I think I just got a package, and hopefully that's the wire that I've been waiting on to fix my second monitor. That boy Raj on one. Raj ready to hit up Pacific Mall.
Oh, shout out Pacific Mall. That's like kind of kind of dissing though with that one. That's like where they sell a lot of bootleg stuff at Pacific Mall. Bootleg DVDs, games, fake Yu-Gi-Oh cards back in the day.
The Mitchell and Ness, but they spell "and." Ronald Jones says, "What's up, brothers? What up, Ron? Congrats on starting this week. Leonard Fournette out. No, all right. Levy and Bell coming for your job. I can't wait till PrizePicks legal in New York City. You're really gonna grow this bankroll. Let's go, just stock it. Don't you guys have sports betting in NYC, or am I tripping? I might be tripping." There's a lot of PrizePicks hype in chat. There's a lot of people asking for some PrizePicks fire. So I guess this would be an incredible time to segue into a PrizePicks plug. So let me turn off the display capture. Let's present this beautiful banner that PrizePicks provided to me. If you guys have not tried PrizePicks, what are you waiting for? You see a lot of people in chat hungry for them PrizePicks plays. Check out PrizePicks. If you're watching on your phone, open up the App Store, search PrizePicks. They have a really convenient app that you can download, iPhone, Android, whatever you use. And if you're on desktop, they have a really easy-to-navigate website as well. And if you sign up using code GUNDACKER, they'll match your first deposit up to $100. So you ain't got to spend it all, but if you think you might, $100 becomes $200 just like that, instantly, no slow drip, none of that nonsense. But if you just want to throw a 20 bomb at it, $20 turns into 40. Try a couple $5 tickets, see if it's a site that you can get behind. Like I've been saying the last couple days, man, this is a lot of COVID health and safety protocol news, and there's a lot to that we can use that in terms of profitability, right? We're having a really strong week in the last 7 days for DFS, but at the same time, projection systems really don't know how to account for all these players being in and out. And we've especially seen PrizePicks put up some really soft fantasy point projections for a lot of guys that go from playing 27 minutes of 15% usage to 38 minutes of 22% usage, right? So it's even more profitable now than ever. And every day we're seeing really, really good screenshots in chat. And like I said, if Raj can win on this site, you guys can win on this site.
He's not speaking. He's not telling you no lies. It's definitely winnable. It is so tilting when you miss. Like I said yesterday, Fish missed on $50 turning to 500 off 0.7 points. I've had a couple of those where 1 3-pointer cost you $700, $800. It's just it can be painful too. A lot of good, but it's a lot of pain, as we say in PrizePicks too.
All right, chat. Throw me your favorite PrizePicks plays today. Raj, the people want the fire from you.
People, the lock the past few states has been Halliburton. Just keep smashing it. They refuse to put his PrizePicks higher than 39. He's just getting 50 plus, and he's at 39.5. Give me all the PrizePicks here.
I don't see him right now. Am I blind?
He's at 39.5. They just put Terrence Mann and Paul George back in after the Reggie Jackson news. Mm-hmm. Terrence Mann above 26 fantasy points I really like against Sacramento. Paul George at 47. It is a little high. He got 46 last game, but with no Reggie, definitely viable.
There's 39, yep.
I like the Lauri Markkanen. He's at 26.5. Smash that one. There's quite a few today with all these guys out who I think you can really smash. Jokic is an interesting one. Obviously, it's 58. It's the highest on the slate. When guys are at that 50, above 57, and they hit 59, 60, it becomes a weird spot where they could have a
I don't like the bet, though, even though, what I'm saying? 60 is I'm out. But
so do you bet the under then, or do you just avoid it?
No, I just avoid it. Like, I think I would never bet an under on Jokic ever.
That's the thing. You don't want to ever bet an under, but you don't want to hit the over. It's like if it's a 4-quarter game, I think you drop 70.
I think you pick your battles, right? I don't think like there's some lines that you just don't go like Steph Curry. I'll never bet under threes, but even if it's at 5.5 or over, like I don't want to deal with that. There's some bets that you're comfortable with. What I like to do, chat, is I actually designed a tab in the spreadsheet called a Player Props tab, and it's designed to be a complementary browsing tab to searching some PrizePicks plays. I list PrizePicks fantasy point projections, again, the same as Yahoo, the same as Fanduel. Real point projections, rebounds, assists, PRA, 3-pointers made, and free throws made. All that stuff are projections you can bet over under on PrizePicks. So you mentioned Halliburton. I have him for 45 PrizePicks fantasy points. You said they have him at 39.5. So there's a little bit of meat on the bone there for that. I don't mind that. I would be thinking about that. Boogie's under is really intriguing to me at 29. I think I have him right on. I think I have him right around that neighborhood, but I just don't know that I trust him. I just don't trust him. I don't know what it is. I have him at 33, so I actually do have the over in my soft projections, but I don't love it. Eric Gordon is at 23.5. I talked about him being around a point per minute in this split. Jayshawn Tate's at 28. I kind of am interested in the over there. No one else here is sticking out to me, but this is just based on fantasy point projections. As you guys peruse the site, you can get into real points, rebounds, stuff like that. John Collins is at 39.5. I have him at like 50 fantasy points, so a little bit of meat on the bone, I think, for that. But if you thought some of these fantasy scores were a little bit hard to love the over-under, you can shop around for some more isolated totals, such as like real points, stuff like that. So who do I have scoring the most real points on the slate right now? Let me go check out that. You have Jokic?
Yeah.
No, I meant real points. I mean, it could be Jokic, but
still Jokic.
It could be Jokic.
I would say PrizePicks. You can also game stack picks, right? Like if you win the Jokic over, you might as well put the Josh Giddey over SGA over.
So I had Paul George as the second most real points at almost 24, and we lost what was it, Kennard and Reggie Jackson.
Yeah.
So what is Paul George's real point prop at? I wish they would sort it by. They have him at 28. So
that's a high point total to bet on. Incredibly high.
What up, G-Man? G-Man said, just subscribed. Thanks, you helped me take down the 40K and one last night. Let's go.
Hey, man, let's go.
G-Man? Congrats. W. German says, PrizePicks allowed me to sign up on their site, and after doing that, they tell me no Pennsylvania residents instead. Instant banning upon address. That's tough, but
Okay.
I would say I've seen some people sign up, like Florida, for instance. A year or so ago, I believe, like Fish Fan, I don't know if he's still out there. I think he signed up and then realized he couldn't play there, and then they opened up Florida later on. I think that might have been Florida. So if you did sign up and you can't play, maybe hold out that they're coming. From what I can gather, it seems like a lot of the states that have sports betting, sites like PrizePicks have a little bit of trouble getting into. But at the same time, like, you could if your state has sports betting, then you can just sports bet, right? You can prop bet, stuff like that. A lot of the lines are pretty similar. I think the benefit to PrizePicks, though, is the fact that you can bet against the fantasy projection, and you can also attach multiple sports together. So anyway, let me scroll through chat here, see what you guys had, any of your favorite picks on PrizePicks, and then we'll finish up the slate.
Drew Holiday, 19.5 real life points over.
19.5 real points. He averages 17 a game. No Giannis, no Portis. What do I have him for today? I have Drew Holiday for. Oh, I'm on the wrong tab. I have Drew Holiday for. I have him for 21 and a half.
Right there.
So I have him over. I'm just worried about blowout there. I have him over.
Yeah.
Jordan says Zubac over 8 rebounds with no Hartenstein. Zubac over 8, no Hartenstein. So let's go check out the rebound props. Isolate that a little bit. This is a fun chat. We should do this every day. You should always bring your favorite picks. Zubac.
How many minutes are you giving him?
7.5. 7.5 rebound is the prop for Zubac. My early projections had Zubac I'm at 9. So yeah, I'm over on that 7.5. I'm with that. That's a good call.
How many minutes are you giving Zubac? It's always a worry with him.
I put him down for 24, but without Isaiah Hartenstein, and it's like, I don't know, I can still get there with confidence against the Kings front court too. The Kings are below average in rebounding, and they're really bad at defending points in the paint. And without Reggie Jackson, Luke Kennard, maybe there's some room on Zubac's real point prop. I don't know if they even have one for that, but he could pick up some scoring in this spot. So let's go to real points here. We spent a lot of time on this, but I don't mind it. We got time. Zubac's at 10.5 real points. What do you think about that one, Reginald?
10.5 real life point with Zubac.
No Hartenstein, no Reggie, no Kennard, right? Kennard's out, right? I keep saying this.
Yeah.
He's.
I'm gonna say. I think my favorite prop for Zubac is his 26 fantasy points. Hit the over on that. But
I think it's fair. 3 blocks last game too.
Yeah, I think Holmes is back too, so he's being matched up against Holmes.
Which is
could be back.
It's a good matchup.
Yeah, good matchup exactly. So definitely intriguing. I think Terrence Mann is the one that's most undervalued on the Clippers against Sacramento. He's the guy I think who's going to have the largest spread between his pick, his prop, and his projection.
Arizona says FanDuel Sportsbook had Dame at 25.5 last night. I smashed the over so fast I almost broke my thumb. Doug says Gary Harris over 22.5. If Cole Anthony is out, seems like a safe bet. He'll probably beat that either way. Wish I could use PrizePicks. Good calls. Buddy Hield on PrizePicks fantasy points. Man, Buddy Hield is so frenzy day to day.
Yeah, he's one of those risky guys.
A lot of minutes coming his way. So, you might get so Buddy Hield's one of those guys that who do I comp him to? I don't know. I don't want to say he's not as bad as like a Joe Harris, but what I'm trying to get to, if Buddy Hield has a strong fantasy night, it's usually based on a lot of real points. So I don't know what they had his fantasy projection at, but if his real points is at 20.5, which is not crazy because he's probably gonna be first or second on the team in shot attempts. 15, 18 last 2 games, 20. I was gonna say usually guys like scoring dependent guys, you might get a better deal on their real points than their fantasy points, but I don't know. All right, let's move on to the next game here. Appreciate you guys throwing some of your favorite picks at chat. If you see some more, let me know. We'll revisit. Remember, if you sign up using code GUNDACKER, double your first deposit up to $100. Nuggets at the Thunder. Next game on the docket. This is our last game for the first 30 minutes of Lock Raj. So it's 30 minutes and 4 games tip off. And then we have a 2-hour waiting game for the Island game. Main event. Denver Nuggets at the Oklahoma City Thunder. Projects 35 for the Nuggets. Monte Morris, Will Barton, Aaron Gordon, Jeff Green, and Nikola Jokic taking on SGA. Josh Giddey, Lou Dort, Jeremiah Robinson, Earl, Derek Favors. 212.5 with a 5.5 point spread in favor of the Denver Nuggets. Why did I put 5.6? There's no more hook, guys. It's 0.6. No, I have let's see. Denver is
pretty low spread.
6.5 in some spots. Yeah, kind of a low spread, which is great news for Nikola Jokic. I love playing Jokic, and he's the first guy that has ever been 12K that I tier 1, Raj, ever. And today he faces the Oklahoma City Thunder, which is literally the nut matchup in terms of fantasy points allowed to opposing bigs. Am I still live? I just hit something and my monitor went off. You can still hear me, right, Raj?
Yeah, I can still hear you. You're
Right.
good.
Right. Hopefully chat can... We're still good. I don't know. Yeah, my second monitor went full on dark, so hopefully we're reviving. The Thunder bleed the most fantasy points per game to opposing front courts, and Jokic is the best player on the planet for fantasy right now. I have him at nearly 60 fantasy points on both sites. Going to lead the slate in raw fantasy points, and there's going to be plenty of value to obtain Jokic with relative ease. And to put that in perspective, I got him about 10 points higher than the next couple of guys on the slate in terms of fantasy points. So I absolutely think that Jokic has an opportunity for me to yet again be a tier 1 play. And that's crazy because of his 12.6K price point. But I don't think I'm going to struggle to get him. So are you in agreement? If you had 20 lineups and you just want to go out there and soak up some raw points, is Jokic somebody that you think you could have 100% of in 20? Or is he going to be one of your highest owned players? What are you doing with Jokic today?
I will go 100%, but 70, I probably could top max him out at 70, 80%. I mean, definitely the best player on the slate. Should be the highest scorer. 12.6 price tag is obviously very high, but like I said, ton of value today. So it shouldn't be a problem trying to get him in. But we also have a lot of guys in good spots in the 7K, 8K range too, and 6K. So, a balanced lineup could be nice today too. But gotta love Jokic here. Everyone else on Denver side I probably don't get to. Is Will Barton at 6'7". Again, decent spot. It's just he has a pretty strong, pretty low floor there. He just hasn't been getting it done lately. Monte Morris, kind of a similar spot, 5,500. He can get you 30. You definitely want more. He'll have the occasional bigger games. Good matchup, but Jokic just does so much for this team that these kind of other guys, maybe a splash of Morris or Will Barton if you want to pair him up, but definitely not too much. OKC side, SGA at 9.5. I mean, they priced him up like Darius Garland. It's just tough for him to smash at that price. He needs a 50 bomb. He had 2 50 bombs in his past 10, and even at 50, like 9.5 is great, but he kind of even want a higher upside, which I'm not sure he's necessarily capable in this spot. Giddey has been smashing lately, 7.8, though aggressive price tag for him. 3 straight 40 bombs. He'll need that plus more. I mean, technically you could game stack this game, with Jokic and maybe one other piece. But, I mean, other than that, they're just priced really aggressively on OKC.
Yeah, this season, Jokic in the split without MPJ, 33% usage, 1.8 fantasy point per minute. So like I said, there's no better matchup than Oklahoma City Thunder. I had to ask you in 20 lineups is 100% too much. I think if I was running 20 on both sides, I go for it, and I'm grabbing Jokic. I just feel like the opportunity's too great. Let me double check the Nuggets injury news and notes here via the Roto World, or excuse me, the NBC Sports Edge depth chart page. Depth chart page. What? All right, I fixed my second screen, by the way. Aaron Gordon is questionable. He has a hamstring injury, so keep an eye on him. If he didn't play, maybe we heighten interest in a guy like Jeff Green. And then JaMychal Green is questionable with a right ankle. So there's an outcome where Aaron Gordon and or JaMychal Green could both be out. And then, Jeff Green would be somebody I look to. Every now and then I'll lean on a Monte Morris or Will Barton. I feel like Will Barton's Fanduel price is still something I can get to at 5,700. I get about 30 fantasy points as the projection there. And then, OKC doesn't keep a lot of games. They do not keep a lot of games close. They're not that great of a team here. But Nuggets on the road being kind of stripped down with potentially missing another starter tonight. Maybe they do keep it close. Again, the Fanduel price point's a little bit more welcoming. But I'm with you. Generally, they just feel a little too high for the median to elevated median expectation. I'm just like kind of grabbing Jokic and going on about my business. Let me get caught up on chat. Chat, one thing I just want to point out. One thing. If you we have over 150 of the realest OGs on YouTube, the DFS gangsters. You guys are the coolest YouTube chat in all of the land, and the viewers, the lurkers. But 51 likes, come on, man. Come on, Raj.
Get it up. Let's get to 100. 100 for Christmas, chat. 100 for Santa Claus. 100 for Rudolph.
I'm out here with scratchy throat, coughing up a lung, probably Corona. You don't see me on health and safety protocols, right? Hit that thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up, chat. I appreciate it. Strategy note here. All of the first 4 games are within 30 minutes, 7:30 to 8 p.m., and then you're chilling for 2 hours. So a little dad hack, little husband pro tip for you guys out there. Late lock, you get that 30 minutes in. You get 2 hours to sit around and sit on some late swaps if you have to. So I don't know, maybe treat your family or your wife or somebody like that for those 90 minutes, and they'll be like, "Oh, he's taking time away from sports." Let them know sports are on, but you want to give them attention, and then go to the bathroom later into the night. Let me get caught up on the spread for the late game here. We got 218 total, 4.5 point spread in favor of the Clippers. So 218 minus 4.5 LAC. So right as I went live, Reggie Jackson and Luke Kennard news dropped. So we'll add Reggie Jackson to the out list, Luke Kennard to the out list. And what does that do for us? I guess we're going to get Eric Bledsoe possibly as a starting guard. You probably get Paul George, obviously doing some ball handling. We've seen them start Justice Winslow the last couple days, or last couple slates. I think that might have been circumstantial. And then Brandon Boston, young kid that they have, he might also get some run here. So keep an eye on that. I'll try and tighten the screws on this after the stream. But Bledsoe's 54 on FanDuel, 48 on DK. He might profile pretty decently. The Sacramento Kings, if they don't do nothing, they don't play defense. 113.5 points per 100 possessions allowed. We go look at that team metrics chart in the RunDFS.com NBA VIP spreadsheet. We only got 10 likes out of that push, by the way. I'm about to protest. Second worst defensive rating in all of basketball. So big spot here for the Clippers. And we saw the return of Paul George to the lineup. And we know that, one, he's already going to play with the greatest usage on the team per minute. He could be a problem. But the minutes might have gotten bigger. And the responsibility for scoring might have also gotten greater without Kennard, without Reggie Jackson. So Paul George has entered the chat this morning. I didn't think 10-9 Paul George would be a mainstay for me. Did put him on the cover, but now, knowing what we know, is 10.9K Paul George tier 1, tier 2 for you?
Yeah, definitely not tier 1 just because Jokic going to take that spot and playing them both. I don't think it's really that viable today. So that probably a tier 3 for me, just because of the way pricing breaks down. Again, great spot for him against Sacramento. Should absolutely smash in the spot. Again, it's just because of how the slate breaks down with pricing. You know, I'm just taking Jokic over him all day, every day. And my favorite play in this game, though, is definitely Halliburton. He's just been getting it done every single day. He's 8-2, coming off of 42, 47, 54, 51. I think it's another 50 bomb, so I paid 5,800 for him. I'll pay 82, and I'd probably pay 9K for him here. I think he outscores Garland and Drew Holiday today. I think he's a better player than both those guys. Both those guys are priced at 95. He's better than SGA. SGA's priced at 95. So give me all the Halliburton here. Love the spot for him. Should continue to do his thing. Everyone else, though, on Sacramento probably don't get to. Harrison Barnes at 7-1, not consistent enough. Made two at 5,800, just kind of priced up, and he has a bit of a floor here now at this price. Holmes, if he plays 6,400, I think it's interesting. Like 30 minutes, if you think he plays 30 minutes at 6,400, definitely has some upside there, but probably not running to play it. Oh, I love Terrence Mann. With no Reggie Jackson, no Luke Kennard, I think he's going to be the secondary scorer on this team. No Marcus Morris Sr. either. Terrence Mann at 5,600, I think, could be a slate breaker.
Yeah. Let me put another. I guess Nick Batum could be in the starting lineup. Paul George is 9,200 on FanDuel, so a $1,700 discount from his DK counterpart. I think I might be in a weird spot where I tier 1 George and Jokic tonight, and I usually don't double tier 1 studs, but I think the opportunity is there. And Halliburton's 81 on FanDuel as well, so I'm starting to see a path to the player pool tonight. Yeah, so I'm thinking out loud there. Rashawn Holmes has been dealing with this eye injury for what feels like forever.
Mm-hmm.
I heard he doesn't look so good.
Ha, ha, ha. Bit of like a dad joke there.
A little bit. He is...
He's dying now. Damn, I'll say from chat.
No, I click his blurb. It says the Kings are, quote, optimistic. Optical? Come on. Tell me that was... And then Rashawn Holmes, right on, it will be available. So they're optimistic.
What are the odds?
Oh,
Guns really read into it. Guns on is a hardcore dad joke. Bro.
Yeah, I was on one. My girl almost dumped me last night. I was throwing so many dad jokes at her. Optimistic. I love that. That's incredible. So yeah, if Rashawn Holmes can play, he's a guy that we haven't really seen in this split without Fox during this stretch. But really, that would probably just eat away minutes from Tristan Thompson. Still appreciate that they're without Marvin Bagley, Terrence Davis, De'Aaron Fox, Alex Len, Davion Mitchell. So guys that were regular part of the rotation. So Holmes could be kind of a sneaky play here. I got him for well over 30 fantasy points on both sides. And he might not garner a lot of traction just based on people, not expecting him to play. Just kind of out of sight, out of mind. Out of sight. Okay, they just keep on coming. Yeah. I mean, like that was.
Roll right now. I don't know if it's a good roll or a bad roll.
I'm not even trying, and they're just rolling out. But yeah, so let's go run an on-off court tool. Hey, let's do some research, chat. Sacramento leaving Sacramento.
He's trying to think of some joke.
I'm not. Way back in the day, the Rock did a rock concert on Monday Night Raw, and that was one of the songs that he did. He said, "Don't be mad that the Rock's good friend Shaquille O'Neal called him the Sacramento Queens." Now, let's put. I'm off the rails. Chat, hit that 100 thumbs up. God dang it. Let's take off Fox. Let's put Halliburton and Buddy Hield on. Now that we're developing a little bit more sample size here to really paint a picture on what to expect from Halliburton. First of all, 300 plus minutes. Halliburton's only got a 16% usage rate. That seems a little light, but the per minute production is great. The assist rate's incredible, 35% assist rate, and then it's been pretty well split. I guess it does include a bunch of people that are not in the mix, so I guess this will dilute the sample size a little bit more as we keep on going. But let's take off Davion Mitchell, Marvin Bagley, guys like that, just to tighten the screws a little bit. Maybe we can get away with it. We're just all I'm doing is making sample size smaller. But when we take off Fox, Bagley, Davion Mitchell over a fantasy point per minute, so I'm sold on Tyrese Halliburton. I think he's really good. I think he's played a ton of minutes, and I don't mind running him at Paul George in a lot of my lineups. I think I'll reflect that as such. Buddy Hield, $1,100 difference from Fanduel to DK. I'm looking for mid-30s on that Fanduel price point. On DK, I'm looking for 40 plus. So I've been looking at what the field does with Hield day to day, slate to slate, and I tend to do the opposite. So like when Hield pushes 40, 50% own, knowing how scoring dependent he can be and how volatile his shot is, that's when I'm low man, and when he's like a little bit more modestly owned, then I'll get there on him. So I'll probably continue to run that same approach today. And then the other guy I want to bring up here, again, story of the slate here, different prices on both sides, but Harrison Barnes in that last game finally, or in the last couple games, 36, 40, 37 minutes, so he's finally broke through this 25, 30 minute ceiling that we had seen him since coming back from injury, whether it be by blowout or by design, but they're so short staffed that he's back to what we know Harrison Barnes can be, and that's a high minute guy, and every now and then those minutes turn into a fantasy point per minute or a solid game. So I'd be a little bit more inclined to get him into probably the tier 3 area for me for Harrison Barnes on FanDuel. Not really a priority play for me on DK, but I think I'm in the mix for FanDuel. Let me get caught up on chat after that little episodic. Man, my second monitor is down again. Greek Ink says PrizePicks lock of the night. Boogie Cousins over 29. That's
I don't know. It's a lock.
Might be you. What up, Sir Spencer? William McGuire. How many minutes is Sheriff Cooper getting? I don't know. Who? Sheriff Cooper. Denver's going to roll these guys. Only worry about Jokic. Yeah. I'm going to agree with that. Why did I pick Mitchell Robinson yesterday? Didn't Mitchell Robinson go off yesterday?
Yeah, you got to Mitchell Robinson. Good for you. I wish I got to Mitchell Robinson.
Jim Parrish says, hi, Gun. Would you play Jokic or Tatum? Jokic. Snap call. Not blinking. All in. Jokic. Jokic is probably going to be the highest. So any 1v1 that involves Jokic is always Jokic. I also don't feel like that's like a fair 1v1, but yeah, Jokic is the guy. Van Jones says 3 lineups, 2 Joker, 1 balance. I like that. Random Brooks, Halliburton, or Gordon and Garland. Armani Brooks and Halliburton. Probably the Halliburton.
Yeah, I'll go with all the Halliburton.
Yeah. Gun, I need you at max level to win my Santa Slam tickets tonight. The Santa Slam. Dude, did they put that contest in the lobby yet? I know DraftKings put theirs in the lobby.
The Santa Slam.
Yeah, DraftKings had a Millie Maker, didn't they? It was like $25. Yeah.
Yeah, for NBA? Or yeah.
Yeah, for NBA. It was like $25 entry.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Highland or Compazzo looking good on DraftKings. Yeah, I don't know if I get there, but I guess I understand it. I'd probably be more inclined to Compazzo, gun to my head, but I probably don't. Honestly, I probably don't play either, right? Bad part is he can drop 16 2-quarters. Okay, so yeah, Jokic is a monster. 70 plus is not an outlandish expectation. Optimistic. I got Bledsoe and George balling out. Yeah, I do like Eric Bledsoe. 5-4 on FanDuel, 4,800 on DK. I think the minutes will probably get to the low to mid 30s, and I'm in on that. Drinking a black cherry bang for you. Let's go, Damien. Bro, I haven't had a bang in a minute. All my local stores are out of my favorite flavors, so I've been subbing in the rain. I don't even remember what it's called, but it's really tasty, whatever it is. What up, Valdo? Just getting in the top 3 plays so far. Probably Paul, just straight up points. Paul George, Jokic, and Halliburton, maybe?
I was going to say, yeah, I think Halliburton could be the third highest.
John Collins. I think John Collins is top 3, top 4 player. Yeah. What's Raj's Twitter? Raj, put your Twitter in chat. Raj needs to change his Twitter. I keep telling him that. Underscores and all kinds of nonsense.
I got to change it to Jalen Carter Music soon, but showstop_15 from the chat.
Dude Main says, Gun, how do you decide which chalk to fade? So I kind of hinted at it yesterday. The I don't know, the process of deciding what's good chalk, what's bad chalk. The easiest way, I think, to calculate it is to put a percentage of success on a play. You know what I mean? Like, so for tonight, I don't know, Halliburton, let's say I think 30% of the time he's a top 3 scorer at his position. So 30% of the time I'm saying he could be an optimal play. So I probably want to reflect that in my ownership, 30%. Maybe I go a little bit more just because I'm that high on him. But if he came in at like 60% owned by the field, then I consider that negative leverage versus the success rate, right? We call it failure rate. So if I think a player is more owned than his success rate, then for me that's bad chalk. If he's lower owned than his success rate, yesterday I called out Devin Booker specifically at 9 to 12% owned with a 30% usage rate against the Lakers. I was like, there's more than a 9% chance that Devin Booker is an optimal play today. So I got there and it was over. But we saw Julius Randle, right? We saw him push 40% owned yesterday. And I can't dog the Randle play because when you lost Porzingis, you had to pay up somewhere at power forward. But that's just like what I'm leading to. It's just like if you think the percentage of success for a player to be optimal at the end of the night, not hit value, not be an okay play, but to be optimal to take down a tournament, if you think the percentage of their success is lower than their projected ownership, then they're probably a solid play. And if their projected ownership is much, much higher than their expected success rate, then they're bad chalk, pre-flop. And that's just the process that I take. Whether or not, every now and then the bad chalk will hit, it is what it is. But I think you just have to honor that process. You can't really think of, oh man, this guy's 60% owned. If he goes off, I'm dead. You just have to extract yourself from the situation and appreciate the math that goes into it pre-flop. Same with playing some hands of poker. You know what I'm saying? What's the odds of your hand? Same difference here. Thoughts on my Fanduel lineup early: Pritchard, Wright, Halliburton, Wagner, Brown, Mann, Collins, Markkanen, and Jokic. Definitely think you got a bunch of uncomfortable names. Pritchard, I'm assuming it's Peyton Pritchard. I'm lukewarm on that. DeLon Wright, always play Halliburton, Wagner. Jaylen Brown, I guess, is pretty cheap on FanDuel, so I don't hate it. Terrence Mann's, yeah. I guess Pritchard's my only question mark there. Mill says, you think ISO Joe gets run tonight? Who signed him? I was joking about him getting signed the other day.
Boston?
Did they?
Boston?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a weird. Boston didn't need extra depth, right?
Yeah.
What else we got in chat here? I think I did get my packets though, man. I hate the second monitor. I'm casting to a second monitor, and the input delay is so bad. Trying to get some more bets on PrizePicks. What's the move? Players. What up, Darnell? Right now, I think the lines are pretty solid. But one thing with PrizePicks, man, if you keep that tab open, when news drops, you can usually get in there real quick and make a optimal selection before they adjust, right? They're
like if Cole Anthony gets ruled out, Gary Harris and Chuma become like auto locks.
Sure. Batum or Reddish on FanDuel already have George and Mann. Probably Reddish. I think Reddish is in line for a decent chunk of minutes regardless. Like even if DeLon Wright starts, I think Reddish will have to run some point here for the Hawks in the absence of Lou Williams, Hunter, Trae Young, guys like that. So I think Reddish is going to be fine. I guess one of the thoughts I might have to tackle later is I'm sure if I just go off for projections, there's probably going to be a lot of overlap between DeLon Wright and Cam Reddish. And I don't even know that, at least on DK, I don't even know that these price points are that negative to overlap. I think there's still room on the for both of them to coexist. So maybe I deal with that. You guys find yourself, I don't know, would you feel crazy if you had DeLon Wright and Cam Reddish in the same lineup, Raj?
I feel like it'd be kind of hard to both those guys to reach upside together. Cam Reddish is cheap, but again, with Bogdan's minutes, I think will really determine how a guy like DeLon Wright and even Cam Reddish, Kevin Huerter do. If he plays like 30, 35, I think Bogdan's a smash play. But if he plays 15, then it's just whatever, and the other guys will get a boost. So I think you got to really kind of wait for that news.
Mill said, I seen he was expected to play. I don't think I would.
Do you think he'll be on a minutes limit? Hasn't played in a month.
No, I think he's talking about Joe Johnson. I probably wouldn't explore the Joe Johnson.
Yeah,
is he even playable? Like, is he even in the league? I honestly haven't seen. No, I wouldn't. Barton will have a field day as well. I think Barton's a solid Pick Brother Bernard. What's up, Brother Bernard? 3 guys you would build around playing 2 lineups. 3 guys I would build around. Probably John Collins, Jokic, and DeLon Wright.
John Collins, Jokic, and Halliburton.
Well, I see. Yeah, John Collins, Jokic, Halliburton. If I want to build around some floor ceiling, I guess DeLon Wright's just gonna fall where he falls. But I don't know. Let me look at my player projections because I have it's Jokic, Collins, Tatum's up there, Cole Anthony. Let me resort here. Paul George on FanDuel. I can't understate that. He is 92 on FanDuel. That's just far too cheap today. So on FanDuel, it would be Jokic, Collins, and Paul George. Those would be my 3 that I want to build around tonight. I think that's fine, right? And if you can get to Halliburton, you probably still get a little bit of opportunity to reach out and grab him. So, but yeah, give me Jokic, Collins, and Paul George. I think those guys lead all of their teams respectively in probably minutes usage and in fantasy points easily. So, yeah, those 3 for me on FanDuel. I think Tate becomes a bully versus Milwaukee. I do like Jayshawn Tate, and I like him even more if Christian Wood's out. I like the pace boost for him. I think he's a little grinder, right? 180 of you guys hanging out, and we are not at 100 likes. Come on, chat. You got this, I believe. I think, is Jokic an optimal play at his price on both sides, you think? Yeah. So with guys like Jokic at that price point, you throw value out the window, and you understand raw points are raw points. My projection had him about 10 fantasy points higher than the next guy. He has a real shot at 70 fantasy points tonight, guys. And if he gets 70 fantasy points, that dog will hunt no matter what. Dude, my second monitor just went out again. Doesn't make sense. So, price be darned. There's going to be enough value to get to Jokic somewhat comfortably, especially on FanDuel. And I just think he's too much of a boss play tonight to miss out on. So I'm going to be pretty aggressive on him. So I don't really overthink the price point. I just want raw points. Give me all of the raw points. Let's see, display capture. Chat, bear with me one more again. I got to get my second monitor going again, which is so inconvenient, but I do think the package is sitting in the other room. So actually, you know what? Let me just get to the let's go back to the shoot around screen. This way we can just knock out all the stuff. Rod, you still with me?
I'm still with you.
All right, I'm knocking all the questions. Chat, you guys got some questions? Throw them at me. Holy crap! Look at the chat. Let's see. Sup, going good for last couple of days. Won 2,800 in 2 days. Let's go, Pat. That's huge,
hey.
bro. You guys are crushing it. Woods expected to play. That's good to know. Appreciate that field. Parth says, why is Justice Winslow projected so well on FanDuel? Winslow did get a spot start a couple games back. I don't ever play Justice Winslow. If you play Justice, he keeps your wins low. But I guess early on they might have a screw loose in terms of projecting who benefits with Luke Kennard and Reggie Jackson out. But I probably wouldn't co-sign any Justice Winslow love. Who are some of your favorite values on FanDuel 5,500 and below? Let me pull up my sheet here. Raj, why you ain't on FanDuel, bro? We out here crushing it everywhere. You just on DK.
I mean, occasionally I'll just play FanDuel, yeah, but I just haven't been lately. I mean, I've been running really well on DK, so just kind of sticking to it. Yeah, don't fix what's not broken.
Sure. All right, I'll give you top 3 plays in my points per dollar under 55. Also be advised that my projections haven't accounted for the Reggie Jackson news. I went live when that started. But DeLon Wright, 4,700 on FanDuel. I'm getting almost a 7x value return on him. Laurie Markkinen, 49. I'm getting almost 7x on him. Gorgie Zhang's only center eligible, so I want to get there. Grayson Allen looks okay against Houston. So there's a couple names you can play with. DeLon Wright, Laurie Markkinen.
Kevin Huerter.
Kevin Huerter on FanDuel is Control F. Huerter. He is 5,500 on the nose. Got him for 5 to 6x, so not bad. Okay. Couple names there. May try out PrizePicks tonight. Yeah, you definitely should check it out. I would also recommend being responsible. Don't go all in on the power play 4-pick, man. Get into some of those flexes. What we see a lot in the Discord is the 5-pick flexes are hitting at a decent clip for us. PG-13 gonna go off. I love Paul George for sure. What do you think about Marcus Smart today? I'm in 50-50 on him. I don't think Marcus Smart, I don't know if he makes my cut here. I think the Celtics are relatively healthy with Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. Like, I know there's no Horford and no Grant Williams, but I still think comparatively to the rest of the field, Marcus Smart is part of a starting lineup that he could be the 4th to 5th option in terms of usage. He can always will his way there with defensive peripherals, but usually I don't get wide-eyed to play Marcus Smart unless there's a Tatum out, a Brown out, something like that, you know? Cade Cunningham in COVID protocol now. Oof.
He screwed me out of $750 yesterday.
Shot Like Hard says, is Cousins still a play? I think you can consider him. I think I'm going to be able to just not worry about it and just go crazy with Jokic and Collins in spots. But you can still justify it pretty easily going against some of the... I think he probably has some rapport with some of those Houston young bloods from last year. He keeps your wins low. He does. Wood Revenge, maybe. Make sure he plays. Q-tag on him. Always go all in on power play 4-pick. I mean, you can, but what I mean is, like, if you were just starting out, just to kind of appreciate how the site works and you know, I don't know, control your gambling addiction. Don't shove all in if you don't have to. But I think, yeah, if you can, if you budget it correctly. We're at 85 likes, man. You guys can get me to 100. I know you can. 170 though. I don't. When it's all said and done, this might actually end up being one of the higher rated live streams in terms of concurrent viewers. So shout out to you guys, man. I appreciate that. If you're out there lurking and you ain't subscribed and that red subscribe button's lit up for you, it's completely free to click it. We are live every weekday afternoon, and I will be back tomorrow. Friday's an off day. I might think about doing a Friday night breakdown for the Christmas slate on Saturday. Don't quote me on that, but I don't know. Maybe if we got to 120 likes, I'd do that. I don't know. What do you think, Raj? A little Christmas Day breakdown on Friday?
Christmas Day special.
Friday night, some Christmas night special, some eggnog. They shut y'all down, right? You ain't doing nothing on Friday night.
I mean, everyone's just kind of like low-key, gonna still go to their families and not park in front of the house, right? Park at the mall here, park, different spots. That's the game plan, so we'll see how it all works out.
Damien says, do you like Garland on Fanduel? 9,700, stay away. Yeah, that's too expensive for me, for Garland, in my opinion. Just making a few in case he's 80% owned. Halliburton seems right to face this field. I think Halliburton, like, there's a median range of outcome where you could just drop 40 and be an okay play. But I still like him no matter what. Without Fox, he's really showing upside, and I do think this matchup has a chance to be more competitive now, and it's an easy run back with Paul George. And on FanDuel, I just think it's a little too easy to get to that combo here. Eggnog time. Yep. Chat, if you got anything else, man, drop it in chat. Otherwise, I'm going to be in the RunDFS.com VIP Discord in just a moment. I don't know why I said it that way. If you guys want to join me, go to RunDFS.com. Get yourself signed up. Be sure to check out that year pass. It could be as cheap as $40 a month. If you act now, you use that Fantasy Cruncher promo. All that's cool. I'll be working on my player pool. I'll be in the voice chat on Discord for the next 2 hours. That isn't a listen-only thing. You guys jump in, grab a mic, join the conversation. It's a bunch of brothers hanging out, decompressing, making some adjustments to their player pools, building some lineups. And if you got any process or strategy questions or ideas, bring it to the table, man. No experience level is too small or too big for us. No egos. Whether you're balling on a budget, grinding them quarter arcades, you're hitting them single entries, your 20 entry maxes, 150s, man, we got somebody in there that you can relate to and hopefully get some good strategy talk with, man. It's a lot of fun. And then, hey, if it gets too quiet, we'll just tell Raj that Michael Jordan's better than LeBron James.
GOAT James, forever the GOAT.
It usually
Michael Jordan can't hold a candle to him, right? People just always love to say so.
Part says if Kevin Love is out, you probably discussed this, but 3,500 on FanDuel would be nice for Luke Cornett. I think so. As long as Luke Cornett has power forward eligibility, I'd be somewhat interested. I
Guys, he was just signed to a 10-day. He's not playing more than
yes, but like Marquise Chris, same thing yesterday for Dallas, right?
How much did he play?
Oh, okay. I think I looked up. He was high 20s on fantasy points. So there's still opportunity for some of these guys. And a guy like Luke Cornett that might still have some gas in the tank, you know, he'll make the most of the opportunity if it gets there to him. So I don't hate the play. But yes, Raj is right in the thought that a lot of these 10-day contract scrubs are guys that you got to be a little bit hesitant with because you don't exactly know how many minutes they might get. So even in our yesteryear expectations, guys like Lance Stevenson, we don't actually know if they're going to be 12-minute, water break guys, or if they're going to actually get some meaningful minutes. So I would be cautious, but I think if Kevin Love was out, we definitely can paint a path to minutes for a guy like Luke Cornett, just based on who's available. Tatum or Brown, or is it okay to play them both in the same lineup? So I mean, just fantasy points, Tatum. I think on Fanduel you can start the discussion on is Brown a better value, being 2K cheaper-ish than his DK price point. I think they're both okay, but I don't know if there's enough meat on the bone for ceiling for them both, right? He's only power forward eligible? Okay. I didn't know if he was center eligible as well. Anyway, I guess that'll do it, man. You guys have crushed it today, man. I appreciate all you guys coming through with the love, the donos. Shout out to everybody that shows support for the stream. Like I said, if you haven't subbed, hit that sub button, man. Show some love. We're trying to get to 6K subs. I'll be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central. Raj, give the people a hot take for the road.
Hot take for the road. My boy Lauri Markkanen, 50 bomb.
It's a pretty hot take.
Yeah, it's an aggressive call. I love Lauri Markkanen today.
Appreciate you guys making part of my day, be part of your day. I hope you crush it tonight. I'll see you in the Discord, twitter.com/Gundacker. I love you guys. As always, good luck. God bless. Go win some money.